I think this all comes down to you not being scared to change your entire life, but that feels like jumping off a cliff. Every single time Spirit has asked me to take a giant leap of faith, it has always been there to catch me. When we're trying to do something, make a choice about a relationship, change a job, when we start feeling like maybe we're not on our path anymore, there's kind of two things that your body does. Number one, it starts to think about the future, and number two, it starts to think about the past. The future of what if it all goes wrong, la 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 la, and the past, this is all the memories that you have attached to the previous version of yourself, to the relationship, to the past job. The deeper that the connection is that you have with this, especially if you've touched the person, so relationships, the harder it is for you to make a choice in the now. But in the now is the only place that you can truly make a choice based off the feelings that you're having today with the situation. The now you can also be the one that says, I now want to wing it, or I'm just going to do it and see how it goes, or maybe I'll just change anyway and see what the universe does, right? This is where we start saying yes to the manifestation. When you start living as yourself, right, the world will shift again. Instead of jumping off a cliff, it's kind of more a steady decline. The ones at the top that are here with you now will watch you take that first step. And they'll watch you start descending down the cliff. And they have this option of whether to come with you or not. Some of them will ask you to climb back up, to stay as you are. So it's going to be up to you. Like, will you make this decision to really let them go out of your line of sight, out of your vision? What if I told you that at the bottom of this cliff, if you were to really descend down this cliff, you would get to who you've always needed to be. You would find freedom. Or we can jump. But we can control the ending if we want to. Sometimes we are asked to leap at the right moment. Okay, we have to start accepting the yeses when they come. Oh, actually, you know what? This doesn't make me feel good. Because the more that you accept it, the closer you will get to finally being like, okay, I'm gonna take my first step down the hill. We can also twist our own mind, right? We're like, am I delusional or is this realistic? And this can be because of the circumstances that we're in, especially if we're in an emotional circumstance where we are maybe being hindered from seeing reality properly. I want you to understand that breaking up with someone, changing job, these are things that can be done. What does the evidence really suggest in this world? We can get out of hard times. Maybe not everyone is going to make it in that crazy dream career of theirs, but most things can come true. We can work ourselves out of situations. Sometimes times change these answers as well. Sometimes something was good at the beginning and now it's not good anymore. So, what is the evidence suggesting now? We also have to ask ourselves, what is this evidence suggesting now? How am I feeling today? You might ask yourself, am I making a smart decision? Right? But the universe will actually be the one to answer you by making it worse and worse and worse. And unless that it getting worse was a part of the plan, right? Maybe we knew that we were going to lose, contact with people or this or that as we followed our dream, right? If it's part of the plan, that's fair enough. But was it a part of your plan to be hurt by the person that you're with? Was it a part of the plan for you to be drained by your job? Was it a part? No, it never was, right? And so we have to understand when to make a smart decision for ourselves. Okay, are we at rock bottom? The universe says, and the Buddha says, with his Four Noble Truths, number one, that you shouldn't be in pain and suffering, right? Pain and suffering exists on this planet, but you can alleviate it and you don't need to live with it. We can make a plan to alleviate pain and suffering, to move ourselves out of it, to better ourselves, to better our lives. Sometimes your pain as well won't be removed until you're out of the situation. This is something the Buddha absolutely speaks about. So we can use, bettering ourselves. We can work on ourselves until we're capable of being able to leave the situation. But in some situations, you're going to be in pain until you're out of it. So number one, we could, work on it until we're comfortable, work on ourselves until we're comfortable leaving. Or two, we can kind of just nip it in the bud. We can move on quickly, do it exhausted, do it with no answers, do it looking ugly, do it, there is these two kind of options here. You can take it slow or you can do it fast. It really depends on, again, if spirit is asking you to leap or if you can just slowly descend. Again, this is our cliff kind of working here. So the reading, I want to get some cards out because I think that this is a little bit about anything could happen. You're very much being asked to learn how to shift yourself out of the place that you're in. And I think that can be so scary. You might get heart palpitations even just watching that first YouTube tutorial on how to do that thing, or you might get heart palpitations thinking about breaking up with that person. You might get heart palpitations thinking about, the financial stress that's going to be coming. I get that. So how can we learn to move through it? And a lot of this, before you can learn, before you can even gather the knowledge, you need to de-stress yourself. And I think that's why I'm giving you this message when the first bit of the message came through, because I want you to be in a place of feeling like anything could happen, right? It's not all just bad right now. There is a way to get yourself through this. We can get through hard times. I promise we can get through hard times. So let's see. I don't know who I'm supposed to be getting. All the little tarot cards, all the little oracle cards were kind of speaking to me today. Maybe I'll do all of them. So let's have a look at the mermaids. What does the mermaids have to say? What do you have to say about this reading, this situation that I'm reading? Ready, set, go. Now is the perfect moment to dive in to enhance your heart's desires. We're also getting rest. The rest is coming through because they want you to de-stress. They don't want you to be in this freak out mode right at this very time, because it's going to be really difficult for you to take on other responsibility, right? If we're constantly freaking out about maybe the money or freaking out about this, we can't figure out a plan. We're not going to put our energy towards maybe, just going and quickly doing some job interviews or making some content or doing something to give us the next thing. So the rest, we need this rest. But the rest is more mental rest. They're telling you, you don't have to think about the situation as deeply right now. We're going to think about how to get out of it, okay? We're going to put all of our energy towards how do we get out of this situation. Worthiness. Know that you deserve to receive good in all ways, right? So it's interesting how this comes through. I have this analogy that I like to use. We decide how we go into the next day. We do. Okay, we can go through a breakup and think, you know what, it wasn't for me. I don't think that's my soulmate. My soulmate wouldn't treat me like that. I think that it's better that I move on, and I'm going to go into tomorrow hopeful and positive for the future. Or I can go into tomorrow, I decide that using this mind, and also using worthiness, confidence, love for myself, love for the journey, love for life, all parts of life. Okay, because to me there is no such thing as good or bad. We are humans. The earth will have a flower bloom and then a volcano go off the next second. And does it stop? Is it crying? No, it just keeps going because it's not sentient. Humans are. We are sentient beings. That means that we perceive things. Right? We go, wow, that looks really devastating. How emotional it's affecting me, right? We're very emotional beings, right? So we decide if something's good or bad. We don't just see it as the world. Okay, the world has good and bad in it and it's just moving at all times. Nothing's good or bad. For me, nothing is good or bad. We decide what's good or bad. We can decide if it's going to be good. We are always on our golden path. We can't fear the changes that are coming. Tell me more. Oh, I fell on the ground. Hold on. Alchemy. So you have the potential right now to do something big. Right, when alchemy is coming out, this is the Midas touch. This is that if you start something right now, it's going to work, it's going to lead somewhere, but you've got to start the project to begin with. Right, let's start this project. Let's get it going. They're just going whew, and sliding off the table. Self-forgiveness. Let go of old guilt. Remember that you are perfect in every single way. It's okay. You are. I know. Things have been difficult for you. Falling in love. By falling in love with life again. By knowing that life can be beautiful. Again, exactly what I was saying, right? So it's up to you to see this as something positive. For us to not be terrified, to not go, everything's gonna be ruined. My life is going, okay? Instead of feeling that way, they're asking you to see this situation as something that could have a positive outcome. The thorns of roses rip open the heart only for thy petals to bleed into thy soul, right? They're telling you, romanticize your life, romanticize where it is that you're going, romanticize the next job. What if it's amazing over there? What if it's fantastic over there? And that's why I'm giving you this reading, because I think that it will be. I'm here to give you your pep talk, okay? I'm giving you your pep talk. Hey! All right. Silent Night and Tranquility. Stunning cards. All right. Silent night, right? So if by night the world should sleep asleep so deep the silence be deafening, there would sound nothing at all nothing would sound. Again, so this is alleviate the mind. You need to be in a place of calm. It's interesting, in the spiritual community, we talk about this because when we're really, really lost and we don't know where to go, it's best for us to just stop looking, to just completely turn everything off. Because the second that you turn everything off, your intuition will finally have a chance to speak. It's almost like our intuition and our love and our passion gets bored, right? We're using too much excitement, too much energy, freaking out. The second you stop freaking out, that energy's it's like, where do I go now? And it goes within and it starts bringing things out of you. It goes, ooh, actually, I kind of feel like doing this. I think I actually have the energy to bake a cake right now. I think I actually have the energy. And we start following our loves again, right? This helps us move through. So that they're saying, quieten yourself so you can see the pathway. Tranquility. In thy womb of blissful quietening and calmness, stillness lives the world of worlds spellbound to the silence. Yeah, okay. And they're telling you to retreat. I see this as like retreat, but also go into something that you love. I'm sorry if you can hear music outside. Yeah, okay. So this is about following it anyway. This is what I'm seeing. To follow the music anyway. There is a beating drum next door, right? That's kind of how this is. Where are you going to go and gather instead? Where are you going to go instead? There is something that happens. Again, this is what I was talking about with this cliff analogy. When you simply just start and you just take the step and you're like, all right, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to start learning. I'm going to start doing. Things naturally will start falling away. Whatever was in your life right now, the thing that you're trying to get rid of, it can't stay. It has to make a choice. Either it's coming with you into this new future or it's not, right? It will make that choice. You won't have to. It is just about you stepping closer and closer towards yourself, towards what it is that you want, right? The past will naturally be let go of as you open and step into new doors. So they're saying, quieten yourself, find where to go and go there. Go there, find the answers, quieten yourself, start being in a different place, in a different bubble, in a different circle, in a different mindset already. Change yourself. In this changing of yourself, you'll be able to react differently to the situation at hand. Right? Maybe we can start learning how to stand up for ourselves. How do I stand up for the fact that I want change? How do I start speaking in a way that's really loving to myself? Maybe it is about you also speaking this, romanticizing your life out into the world. I really want to do this. I want to become that. I want to this. I want to that. And just be it. Do you know what I mean? Be it. Do it. I feel like this is somebody that is about to be embraced. I think this is confirmation that you're going to get embraced on the other side. And I was seeing it as that. When this came to me, it came as a person walking up to a cliff, jumping off the cliff, and then a hand coming out like this, Spirit's hand, and you falling straight into Spirit's hands and being just caught. Okay, that's how I saw this happening. Saw your story playing out. You are going to be gathered. You are going to be caught by the right people on the other side when you start making the steps, when you start separating yourself from the previous life. Storm Bear Medicine. There's change coming. As within and so without, there are storms are coming, a change without doubt. So yeah, I wonder if as well, in a bit of a way, if this new community, if where you're going to be going, if this new job might start, given the hint of the money, helping you a little bit, making it easier for the change as well. They're a part of, this healing medicine. Whoever I am reading, you might already be looking into, how do I change this? How do I move away? How do I start this journey? You might have already started the journey. Okay, this is absolutely in the now. The now version of you is asking for change and you're finally listening to yourself. This desire, divination. Okay. So finding your desire. Duality. Interesting that comes out because it's such a maybe card. It is a card that asks you to be, logical, to learn things before making a choice, to consult an expert, to find more information before making a choice. It's the card of, again, the maybe. But the fact that you're having a desire towards maybe, I do think you're being asked to explore this further, and I'm just supposed to be the messenger that tells you that it's okay for you to do that. It's okay for you to start exploring this journey. And divination, seeking. I've got this feeling, I've got this energy inside of me that's asking me maybe this change about. It comes through as communication coming through. Something that's also, again, going to help you make some decisions here is, I don't know, something like talking to other people, seeing other people's stories, seeing how they've done it, seeing how they were able to make it work for themselves. This is important for you. It's like having your guide, having your love guide. Love coming out. The love card is a very big confirmation card as well. It's kind of confirmation of things that you're wanting happening. Luck being the last card out there. So I don't even know if I just showed you that. Luck being the last. Luck, love. A good time for you to consider change and for you to act on the things that you love. Your communication to go towards love, for you to start enjoying the world again. There's something about, do you remember yourself? Do you remember that this never used to be your life? Do you remember that it never used to be stressful like this? Do you remember what you wanted in the beginning? That is obtainable, but it's obtainable if you change. I see someone that once they're finally, like in a couple of months, right, or in a year's time, being very grateful for making the choice now. As the sun just shines all over me, that is a huge confirmation. Spirit is in this room right now. Oh my God, I'm starting to get blinded. Okay, blinding light. Ah! Courage, right? They're asking you to have the courage to make this change, to go towards this. Spirit has your back. What a good reading. I know it's going to be really scary. You can do it. I think that you just need to work at it bit by bit and just stay confident in it. That's the best thing for you. Okay. Enjoy. I'm going to leave it there.